Hey everybody, welcome to Vigilant Citizen. My name is Josh. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what it means to lose gracefully. But first of all, what is the drink of the day? I've got beer today because, I don't know, I just got out of a class, a session of jiu-jitsu, which I'm going to talk about, and a beer tastes really good after that. Now, my old man would probably tell me, Josh, why are you drinking that commie horse shit? But, it tastes pretty good, and I only gave him $8. So, they can't do too much with $8, I don't think. So yeah, I wanted to talk about losing gracefully and what does that mean, because I think throughout our lives you're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot, and it's hard to just sort of deal with that, I guess, right? You want to get good at something, especially something competitive like a sport like jiu-jitsu, which I started taking jiu-jitsu classes about 2 months ago, and it's reminded me that you lose a lot, right? Especially when you're beginning. You don't know exactly what all the moves are. You don't know how to gain the upper hand on your opponent, and they will pin you, and you will feel, maybe embarrassed. You might feel like you're a loser. You might feel like you're never going to get there. You're never going to get where you should be. But I don't think that's the main takeaway. That's okay to feel that in the moment. I felt that a lot last week. I had a series of they call it up, down, and outs. It's like sparring, but for jiu-jitsu. And you basically get down on the mat with one of the other students there, and you try to pin each other. You try to throw each other off, or you try to get them in a lock that ends the match. And it's the main part about it is that it's not a competition. It's not trying to get one in over the other student. It's about applying what you've learned in sort of a real world scenario, or at least a competitive scenario, right? So you're not there to destroy the other person. You are there to apply what you've learned and help them apply what they've learned. And if they get something, they get a good move on you and they roll you back over and they pin you, then what you're supposed to do is say, good job, and move on. And maybe ask them for help and say, hey, can you show me that move later, because that was pretty wicked. So I think the mistake would be to just see it as a competition that, this isn't sparring. This isn't an up, down, and out. This is, I've got to crush the opponent. This person who I'm on the mat with is somebody that I've got to defeat entirely, and I've got to win at all costs. There's no rules except for, right, the whole all the things that are allowed in a jiu-jitsu tournament. But that's not really the point, right? The point is take what you've learned and apply that. And I've found that good instructors, or experienced instructors, maybe I should say it that way, experienced instructors will limit it to that and say, okay, this is what we've done in class, apply what you've learned in other classes, but really try to focus on these two moves and really get the fundamentals down. So I had sort of a humiliating experience last week, and it probably shouldn't have been, but it felt like it. I walked away from it just feeling like, I'm never going to get this, what I'm doing is crap, I can't make it, and I should give up and go home and never come back or show my face again here because I'm humiliated. Well, I didn't do that. I let myself feel that for, that night, and then the next day I slept on it, and I realized logically that that's not the right attitude. The right attitude is realizing that the best way to win is to be okay with losing, but put yourself in a position where you learn from that loss, you pick yourself back up, and you apply what you've learned from that loss to try again next time and get better. And maybe you'll lose again, or maybe that time you'll win, and that'll feel good. But even if you lose again, as long as you've gotten a little better and you're getting better at applying those concepts that you've learned the last time, then that's a win. It's going to sound cliche and hokey, but if you can learn from your loss and bring it back next time and use it to better yourself, then you're a winner, right? The game is played over iterations of games. That's the overarching game. You want to be a good sport and lose gracefully, pick yourself back up, tell the other guy good job, and then you'll get invited back, and everybody will want to work with you. That's the ultimate goal. That's what it means to win in something like this. And that applies for everywhere else, right? Other things. Things that aren't necessarily one-on-one competitive, right? One example, this is one-on-one competitive, but chess, right? I'm not great at chess, but I'm not terrible either. And it took me, I lost a lot at chess before I started consistently winning, and I still lose. I still lose a lot, but the wins are climbing up there, right? But that first maybe year of really getting serious about learning some chess moves and learning some of the fundamentals and some of the broader concepts, that was frustrating. You lose a lot. Your score goes down. It's not fun to watch it go down. But if you can sort of ignore that and make sure that you're learning from it and you're playing with people who you can learn from and be a graceful loser and come back and keep applying yourself, that's really the ultimate goal, and that's really the way to win overall. This goes with this can be applied to things for work, for school. Maybe you got an F in a class, but you know what? What did you learn from that loss, right? And how can you come back next semester and do a better job? So that's really about it. I that's been kind of on my mind a lot lately, so I thought I'd share it. So yeah, if you have anything that you want to add to that, you want to ask a question or something, or discuss it further, you can hit the comments below. But there you go. Lose gracefully. Don't be a sore loser. You won't get invited back, and you shouldn't be invited back. So, all right, next time. See ya.